Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to go over everything that's wrong with my 3000 GT. I've got the list here. It's quite long and quite expensive, and the sun is right in my eyes, so it's hard to look at the camera. But yeah, there's a lot I got to do to this thing. So here we go. All right, so this car is obviously a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. This one's a 1997 and it's got about 185,000 miles on it. So it's getting up there in miles, and obviously it's an old car. So there's gonna be at least a couple of issues. The main things that are wrong right now, like the biggest stuff that I gotta fix is it's got quite an oil leak yet. I'm not entirely sure where that's coming from. It does have the infamous 3000 GT lifter tick, which isn't the end of the world, but something that I do want to fix eventually. It just on startup ticks a little bit and goes away with some revs. It's not like it's gonna blow up right now, but it is something that I want to fix eventually. The latest issue that started a couple days ago actually is, I think, an exhaust manifold leak, and it's coming from the back. Sounds like a go-kart back there, and it's ticking real bad. It's not the same as a lifter tick. Obviously it sounds a little bit different. I don't think it's a knock because you can hear the exhaust coming from the back. It sounds like an exhaust tick. So that's gonna be a bit of a pain to get to because it's a V6 and it's front wheel drive. So that's in the back, pretty deep down there. But that's something that we gotta work on. I'm gonna try and get probably just a new gasket for that. And hopefully we can take care of that and make it sound all good again. So that's something I gotta tackle soon because I don't really wanna drive it a whole lot, sounding awful like that. Not that it's really gonna damage much of anything, at least as far as I know, but it just sounds really bad and it's kind of makes me cringe a little bit to drive it right now. A few other little things just up in the engine bay of the car that I gotta take care of. Mainly, I've got a little misfire going on just at idle every now and then. It doesn't do it all the time, but most of the time. I do have a check engine light on with one of the codes being for an O2 sensor up front, the heater circuit. I think it's bank 1, sensor 1. So one that is like right up in the front. So I should be able to get to that, no problem. But I'm also gonna replace distributor cap and rotor, and then probably spark plugs as well, because I don't know when the last time those have been done. And I checked a few of them and they look a little bit old, a little nasty. So I'm gonna just do all of that all at once and hopefully get rid of the misfire. Other things up front here, my fog lights are currently not in the car. I took them both out already because one of them, the glass was all cracked, and the other one, the bulb was burnt out. So I got new bulbs for them and a new housing, at least to swap the glass over. So that's something I'm actually gonna get to in a little bit today. There's a little piece of the power steering system right up here, kind of by the distributor, that's leaking pretty good. So I got some new O-rings to throw into that. That should be a super simple little fix. And then it looks like there's like a little bit of oil coming from the valve cover gaskets, just ever so slightly. So I'm probably just gonna go through at some point and replace a bunch of gaskets if I can. I don't know exactly how well I'll be able to get to everything. I'm certainly not a mechanic and I don't have a ton of tools or a lift or anything to get underneath, but you know, I can see what I can do. But that's pretty much everything for up front, at least for now. Something else will break in the next month, but I guess it's kind of a lot of stuff. But that's most of the stuff up engine related, at least. Now on the back end here, there's a little bit of rust going on up in the trunk lid, which is a little unfortunate. There are just like some rubber things around that are a little torn up. So there's a bunch of stuff like that just all around the car by the windows and everything that I could work on replacing eventually, but nothing that's like really leaking inside or anything, at least that I know of. Okay, there are still a couple of things on the list. This is a long list, man. So the last couple of things are pretty much just brakes all around. My front rotors are pretty warped, so anytime I'm braking, the wheel just shimmies quite a bit. There's a little bit of a vibration while I'm just driving down the road. I think it's probably just like an unbalanced wheel or something like that, which is something I don't think I can really do anything about on my own, so I'd have to take it to a tire shop or something like that. I don't really know what to do about that, but we'll figure that one out. Apart from that, just some other, like I was saying earlier, just like, you know, some random little rubber, little weather strips and whatnot, just some little tiny stuff around that I want to get to eventually. Just nothing, you know, super high priority, but just little stuff here and there. And then after all of that, which is running perfectly with no leaks, oh, that'll be sick. I want to get a full detail inside and out because the paint's pretty faded, especially like on the mirrors. It's pretty faded. And this car, you know, I'm not building it to be real fast. It's more of a show car, more of a cruiser. And I want it to look nice. So after I at least fix most of the stuff, I want to get a nice detail and they can hopefully bring a little color back into the paint. And then I'm also want to get some tints, probably did nothing crazy, just like 35% or something all around. And then of course I want to get some coilovers to lower it and just make it a little more fun to drive too. It's already a blast, but if it handles really well, it kind of handles like a boat right now, a little bit. Eventually I would like to do a couple track days with it, if I can get it to proper working condition where it could handle a track day. That probably wouldn't happen yet this year. That's probably something for next year. But that could be pretty cool, or eventually go with a full track build for it. Obviously it's just the front wheel drive version, so maybe not ideal, but I could see, you know, trying to make it a little faster. Another thing I would like to do just on the inside of the car is the radio that's in it right now is not the stock radio, and this one's fine. You know, it looks kind of cool. It's got the little fake EQ thing going on, but it just kind of moves around a little bit. But I would like to get an original radio for this thing. I'll put a picture of one up on the screen because the original radios look so sick, and you can get them with a cassette player in there and everything, and that'd be pretty sweet. Other than that, inside, obviously I have a quick release steering wheel because I'm pretty tall and I didn't really fit in here with the stock steering wheel, and it's got that bronze going on, so it kind of matches my rims, which is pretty freaking cool. Yeah, everything else in here is just a detail, would be really nice and take care of pretty much everything else that I want to do in here. The gauges all work fine. Everything else works pretty good. The shift knob is a little rough, but that's the stock one. I tried a different one in there for a bit and I just didn't like it, but this one's pretty sweet. I like how it feels, I like how it looks and everything. So anyways, that is pretty much everything that is wrong with my 3000 GT. All right, here we are with all the fog light stuff. It's a little dark in here, so the lighting might be a little off, but that's all right. So this here is a full housing for one of the fog lights. This was the one that just has a burnt out bulb. And I have some brand new bulbs right in here. This one here is the new one that I got off of eBay for this glass, because this one here is the old one that's obviously not in great condition. So this one here, I'm gonna swap this out with this one. This has everything all on it and this one works perfectly. So I think I'm just gonna swap this piece, or maybe even just the glass, because this just looks a little bit nicer. All right, I just kind of wash this whole piece off a little bit. This part doesn't have to be perfect because there's a cover that goes over it anyway, this piece right here, and both of those are pretty much fine, honestly. So I'm gonna try and get the glass just a little bit better. I have some glass cleaner, so let's try that out and see if that does anything. All right, so it still doesn't look perfect. You probably can't see it all on the camera. It's pretty like speckled, but that's not just like a dirty thing. It's just a little scuffed, I think, and just old glass. And this is 30-year-old stuff. So I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So this one here is the one that already had a light burnt out. So to take this cover off, you just kind of pop it off there. There's a little bit of a clip there, and then we can go ahead and do the same thing. All right, so slight change of plans. The screw on this side here is super tight, and the other ones were all just a little hex screw. This one's a normal Phillips, and it's crazy tight, so I ended up rounding it off. But I have this little kit that's a little screw extractor thing, and I'm gonna try this out. I've never actually used this before. All right, so it's been a second here, and we finally got it off. There we go. So this screw here started out a little bit stripped out, and then I tried to get it out, and I stripped it out all the way, just rounded off the top. So I ended up just grabbing a Dremel and cutting a new slit in it, and then took a drill and drilled it right out. So now we're good. That took a little extra time. Wasn't really expecting that. So now I'm gonna be using some different screws to probably put this back in, because I don't want to have the same thing again. And yeah, that was pretty stuck in there, even with the drill. So that was kind of a pain, but I don't know, gave me an excuse to use the Dremel, so kind of fun, I guess. All right, so the next move here is I'm gonna take the glass out of this one and put it into this one. Even though this screw here was a little stubborn trying to get that one out, but it'll be better than this catastrophe right there. So yeah, here we go. And there we go. Here's the old glass. I'm gonna take care of this really carefully because it's kind of falling apart yet. So sick. Got the glass in there and this little metal bracket piece that holds it all in. Now we just gotta tighten it down. There we go, we got that all tightened up, nice and snug in there so it seals everything properly. All right, now we just got to replace the bulb in this one here and then throw this piece on, and then we're good to throw them back in the car. Old bulb out. There we go, now we got 2 complete housings with new bulbs, and everything should work as it is there. Now I'm gonna take these back outside, plug them in first, make sure that they work properly, and then I'll throw them all the way in the car. All right, we got both of those fog lights back in. I didn't really film much of it while I was doing it because it was just a little tight in there, and I was just trying to get it all finished up. So those are back in. And yeah, I don't have time to do anything else with this today, and this video is probably getting kind of long at this point. So that's all we got for today. If you want to see more videos on this car, you can click up here or here on the screen for some of those, and I will see you over there.